or a company name entered the picture. It started with her grandmother in a small backyard in San Francisco, filled with bulbs, perennials, shrubs, and ornamental trees. Something was always in bloom, and young Kathy Swingen was paying attention. Growing up in California, weekends meant trips to the local garden centers. While her parents picked out the citrus trees, Kathy wandered the aisles, studied plants, absorbing everything around her. She didn't know yet, but she was already laying the groundwork for the career that would follow. That curiosity carried her to the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where she earned her degree in horticulture with a minor in business. And it was there, under the guidance of advisor Dr. Ed Hasekis, that the foundation was set for a career defined by dedication, professionalism, and unwavering commitment to this industry. But one of the earliest lessons that Kathy learned, and one that stuck with her for her entire career, came not in a classroom. It came at McKay Nursery, working under Bernie Feuer. During a Christmas break, Kathy was grading liners seated at a picnic table in the basement where the temperatures hovered between 34 and 36 degrees. And Bernie still demanded professionalism at all times. That lesson, professionalism matters, even when conditions are tough and no one is watching, became something Kathy carried with her every single day. Now let me tell you about how Kathy started at the Bruce Company. It's not exactly a formal hiring process. It was Mother's Day weekend. Kathy was interviewed in the parking lot. She was handed the price book and told to report at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Oh, and the position, it would only last until Father's Day. She showed up Saturday, spent an hour shadowing, and then was told, oh, we're too busy, you're on your own. See ya, figure it out. That whirlwind weekend of questions and learning on the fly was the beginning of a decade-long career at the Bruce Company. As Kathy herself says, and I've heard this many times, is they never did tell me which Father's Day. What started as a seasonal job in the retail nursery yard turned into something none of us would have predicted. After college, Kathy extended her seasons, spending several Christmas periods flocking trees, wiring, and preparing them for the holidays. She then moved into inventory control, working under another Hall of Famer, Nicholson.
Woo! Yes, woo!
That was right at the beginning of us navigating an early computer system. And over the years, Kathy became fairly proficient at transitions of the computer system and went through 3 inventory system transitions. Each one another challenge, each one met with the same perseverance she brought to everything she did. She went on to serve as inventory manager, overseeing purchasing, inventory, and distribution yard sales. As the company grew, so did her responsibilities. And then she became purchasing manager. What had been a 2-person purchasing team grew into a department of 7, following the consolidation of purchasing across the entire company. Kathy takes great pride in that team, and the team she built, mentored, and led. And I can tell you from working alongside her throughout all of it, that pride was earned. Over the last 20 plus years, I've probably interacted with Kathy more than anyone else at the Bruce Company. And in all that time, what I've been most consistently impressed by, beyond her attention to detail, and beyond her relentless dedication to quality, is her genuine interest in success of others. There's never been a question in my mind, not once, that Kathy was always protecting the Bruce Company and our industry. Always. But she did it while lifting everyone up around her at the same time. The relationships Kathy's built with vendors across Wisconsin and throughout the country, with customers, with wholesale partners, they weren't just professional transactions, they became trusted partners, friends that enriched her career and strengthened the company. Kathy especially loved tagging, nursery stock in the winter, and touring nurseries. And I've been fortunate enough to be on many of those trips with her, learning how others operated, exchanging ideas, discussing challenges, and bringing those insights back to how they might work at the Bruce Company. I'll tell you, we have had some adventures on those trips. One time, we ran out of gas driving to one of them. On the interstate, we were chatting away, driving, and all of a sudden, the engine stops.
Who was driving?
I was driving. We kept coasting up the ramp, down the road, around and into the gas station, and right up to the pump.
Seriously.
I don't know how it happened, but
Seth, what did the gentleman say to you when you got out? Cut
What's
in
that?
a little close?
we were cutting it a little close. But those were the kind of journeys that Kathy made. Everything and everyone around her, she made them a little bit better. Kathy believes, and she's right, that the green industry is defined by sharing knowledge, mutual respect, and a willingness to help one another succeed. That's not just something she believed, it's something that she lived every single day. And speaking of adventures, some of these nursery tours involved traveling on the company plane. And if any of you know Kathy, that is not her favorite mode of transportation. She made that very clear to all of us. Her standing offer to the group was pick her up at the bar, she'll be ready with her helmet, her parachute, and her life vest on, ready to go. I'm sure you've seen some of the pictures so far. And when someone once asked whether the Bruce Company preferred landing on a grass strip or on a regular runway, Kathy's answer was immediate and decisive. Regular runway, please. Beyond the Bruce Company, Kathy and I spent many years together at Management Clinic in Louisville and many other industry events, learning, networking, and growing. Those trips were as much about building relationships as they were about learning itself. And Kathy was always at the heart of both. Kathy's impact did not stop at the walls of the Bruce Company, not even close. Her involvement with what was then Wisconsin Nurserymen's Association began even before she was on the board. She was asked to represent the organization at the Arbor Day event at the state capitol. From there, she served as director, then as president, and continued as a director after her term as past president. And we talked about this today.
Jonathan.
Should have me as a board.
there. So she was serving from, get this one, 1998 all the way through 2013. That's outstanding duration. Kathy was involved in several pivotal moments for our association, including the transition of Wisconsin Nursery Association and now the Wisconsin Nursery and Landscape Association that we know today. She also participated in the decision to hire Brian Swingen as a past executive director whose leadership brought renewed professionalism and visibility to Wisconsin's green industry. And then there was Arbor Day. The Arbor Day program she did for 18 years. 18 years. Kathy was actively involved in the DNR Arbor Day program at the state capitol, serving as Arbor Day chairperson. That was not a small undertaking. The program recognized state contest winners, 4th, 5th graders, and each winning student had a tree planted in their community, donated by a local member nursery. Over time, it grew into 2 events, an outdoor tree planting on the Capitol grounds and an indoor ceremony in the Senate parlor. The outdoor celebration featured Bucky Badger, Smokey the Bear, Alice in Dairyland, singer Ken Lundquist, the Wisconsin DNR Secretary, and the Chief State Forester. Each year, the Bruce Company donated a tree spade to match the original landscape of the Capitol grounds. Year after year, Kathy shared her passion of horticulture while inspiring hundreds, you've seen some of these shots right there, hundreds of students, future horticulturalists. That's a legacy that goes far beyond any title. Kathy also played a key role in numerous WNA Field Day events hosted by the Bruce Company, events that showcased nursery operations and brought colleagues together to exchange knowledge across the industry. And her service didn't stop at WNLA. Kathy served on the Wisconsin Green Industry Federation Board from 2003 to 2018, including as president 2013 to 2015. Once again, she helped guide the organization through change, supporting its evolution from Wisconsin Landscape Federation to the Wisconsin Green Industry Federation. In 2018, in recognition of her exceptional service, Kathy received the Distinguished Service Award from Wisconsin Green Industry. Now I could go on and on about Kathy's professional accomplishments all evening, and I have plenty more to say. But what I want all of you to understand is the woman who did all this, she's the same woman who taught Sunday school for years, who participated in church confirmation programs, who went on high school mission trips. She's also the same woman who served as EMT with Middleton and New Glarus EMS. And in the early days of her career at the Bruce Company, working in the retail nursery yard, which was the Beltline back then in Madison, she was often the first person on the scene when accidents occurred in front of the company. She provided aid until the ambulance arrived. That's who Kathy Swingen is. Not just a leader, not just a colleague, a person who shows up in every single way, and when it matters most. Kathy did more than build systems, teams, and programs. She built relationships, she shared knowledge freely, she mentored others quietly, and she showed by example every single day that leadership does not need to be loud to be powerful. Whether she was walking a nursery row, planning an industry event, teaching a student, or lending a steady hand, in moments of need, she made everything and everyone better. Tonight, we celebrate not only Kathy's accomplishments, but the lasting legacy she leaves behind. A stronger company, a stronger industry, and a greener future, shaped by her passion and care. It is with my deep respect, gratitude, and admiration that we welcome Kathy Swingen into the Wisconsin Nursery and Landscape Association Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Kathy Swingen.